Game on, everybody! We have the Legendary Cup and we have MMORPG going up against Lava Wave OP. Before I explain what the Legendary Cup is, let's introduce the players real quickly in our first game of this best of 3 series. We have on the left side Dragon Slash on Diablo, Iso on Zeratul, Shymas on Kel'Thas, Skynox on Arthas, and Phylesis on Rhaegar. You might remember these guys, we just covered a game from them recently. To the right side though, Toko and Malfurion for Lava Wave OP. We have Jaina in play, Benny on Nubrak, Terox on Blaze, and Life on Sylvanas. And it's a little bit intriguing. Lava Wave OP plays without Ragnaros. So not even they believe in the power of the Lava Wave. Someone call Trixler and tell him. So, well, as we're already having Diablo, we're getting wrecked here in the early stages of the game in a quick 5 versus 5. And, well, maybe he's not the only one. Iso's low, and with a stun from Nubrak is setting up Jaina. We have our second kill already in play. But as that little bloodbath starts our first game, quick info about what we're looking at here. So as you might all know, the amateur scene has come to an end with our regular season. The same is also true for Division S. And what we're seeing right now are pretty much the playoffs and the end of season cups that are currently being played. We already showed the Rare Cup matches, the semifinals and the Grand Final just recently, where we have Division 6 and Division 7 battling against each other. And here at the Legendary Cup, we're looking at Division 2 and Division 3. And I picked a couple of games where I, at least from the heroes that were picked throughout the series, thought, okay, these could be pretty interesting matches to commentate. And obviously I don't know the results of these games that we're checking out here, but all of those games should be kind of interesting. And this is currently a Division 2 against the Division 3 team that we're watching here. This is the Legendary Cup, and we're looking at the final matches of the first group stage. And those were the top teams in their specific groups fighting against each other. So we have a pretty intense series on our hands, but so far at least Lava Wave OP has been the team to at least set the accents in the early game. But again, where's Ragnaros? A team that already comes in and says Lava Wave is overpowered and then they don't even pick it. I mean, again, if even they don't trust in the Fire Lord, then I don't know who will. Danny is a bit low here. Nubrak set up a lot of the early kills for the red team, but in this case he was in trouble. Malfurion was able to help him out though. There were a couple of talent changes, and especially Arthas is currently ganked at the top and might even fall. Whoa, that coil. No, there we go. The death coil nearly kept him alive here for the duration, but he falls regardless. But what I tried to highlight was that he actually went into the Eternal Hunger on level 1. So we're going to see him with a bit of additional mana management after he completes his quest talent. And in the meantime, he is going to try to also stack that damage up as much as he can. Well, that said, full Carapace build for Nubrak thus far, going straight on level 1 to the Nerubian armor and the Shed Exoskeleton. Kel'Thas is in play again, and as we said previously, Kel'Thas really a hero that on the highest level play you will see occasionally, but not all that often, because most of the time other mages are just superior to him. But the maps where he normally gets picked if he finds his way into the game are Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Made it pretty much the only player within Division S that really reliably tries to get him into a draft. And that's also mostly because he's oftentimes drafting for washed up. But as we talk about that, in this game, Kel'Thas is going to find a little bit more value, I suppose. Because, well, the lower you go in these rankings, the more trouble people have dodging living bombs. In this case, though, we're having some other heroes with trouble dodging pretty much any damage there. Malf goes down, so do Jaina and Sylvanas, and that's a triple right there. As we have a lead for MMORPG. The Division 2 team is obviously the favorite in this particular series, and so far they are starting to gain some ground here. The game didn't really start well for them. They lost 2 heroes immediately in the brawl in the middle, but now all of a sudden they are the ones to really push the agenda and set the pace of the game. With a nice triple kill, they set themselves ahead and are now in a position where they can also grab that first Punisher, which turns out to be an Arcane Punisher to boot. Level 7 talent for Kel'Thas. Burn Flesh here, pretty much the standard for him. up to the top lane. Arthas is still going to be eager to stack his Eternal Hunger, and the bait over the wall. Learn the objectives on the maps. That's absolutely a crucial move. Whenever a Punisher pushes in with an opponent's team, you want to grant him vision. That jump is an ability like any other hero ability, and once he gains vision on a hero, he is going to use it to jump in. So all you have to do is attack him from behind the gate and then force him over so that you have an easier time defending against it. Zeratul then again is already super aggressive here, and Toko is currently feeling the blunt of that force. He's nearly turning around to go in again for a quick kill, but thinks about it twice, since he obviously is also a bit more on the squishy side if he tries to stand there too much longer. So right now, we're having again a bit of a setup where towards the top, Arthas is now sitting at 8 stacks, which is bringing him too closer to his completion, so that mana management is not going to be an issue any longer. The build for Sylvana is a little bit different than what we're usually seeing here. The Overwhelming Affliction taken on level 1, and then together with that, the Mercenary Queen, but still heading into the Festering Wounds on level 7. And with that, we're now having still even experience on both sides, but that brawl that we've been talking about earlier is still going on there. They're going for the aggression, and Toko, yes, he dies. Zeratul jumps in, gets the kill, but this stuck and falls as well as Arthas. Double kill for the red team. Back and forth early on in the game already. 10 kills, only 5 minutes in. And the two teams are starting to heavily brawl for every single inch of the map right now. Nicely done. So, with that, we have level 9 on both sides. And I want to see, with 10 kills already at that moment in time, I don't even want to know what's going to happen once we have heroic abilities here. Now keep in mind, when we're looking towards the blue team setup, we are seeing Zeratul together with Diablo, meaning it is going to be a VP into an Apocalypse from MMORPG. And that's a pretty deadly combo, unless obviously you can use either a stun, a cocoon, or maybe the silence from Sylvanas against Zeratul or Diablo once that setup is in action, so that you either mess up the timing or you simply deny them the Apocalypse. And there we go already. Level 10 abilities are there for both of the teams. Apoc gets chosen as expected. There's the Void Prison army for Arthas, having also the bunker in play. And I guess the only real question... Oh, there it is. VP against 2. Apoc does not get used at all here, though. So no Apoc for them, but still an easy kill against Jaina. Jaina goes down. That was an easy one right there for them. We're having Jaina actually even without her ult chosen yet. Still waiting to see if we're going to see the ring, but there's obviously Zeratul to consider too. So Water Elemental is definitely an option to try and control him when he starts jumping in. But with that kill, we have now a slight lead again for MMORPG. Shrine gets announced, Dibbles with another wall stun, they're going for Sylph, and even with the ult on Malfurion, he has no chance of saving her. So that's a big cooldown burned now by the red team, and Sylvanas still dying right there. Now with this, Iso starting to jump in again for the wave clear thanks to the cleave. Ring of Frost now activated. Top side, Arthas is still trying to deal with Blaze and the camp that has been pushed out. And that's actually pretty important, because despite the fact that MMORPG is the Division 2 team and has the lead in kills now and an advantage here, they are also the team that hasn't taken their camp at the top side. So Arthas is forced to stay a bit longer on the top lane to deal with the Shaman camp, and that allows an opportunity here. But the ring doesn't hit anything. That was pretty much a center ring right there. You don't have Cold Snap yet, baby. And Iso is already on Jaina. And gets a little bit of assistance from Anubarak a second later. Cocoon has already been used against Arthas. It's 19-20 stacks against 7. Jaina goes down. And at this point, Lava Wave OP is looking for that counter kill, but there are only 4. And Iso is just moving in time after time with Zeratul and trying to take them apart. Slicing with those Psyblades here and doing very, very solid work with this. So great job from MMORPG. 8 kills against 5. They're slightly ahead now, and this is an easy second Punisher for them. 10 stacks on Broccoli on Malfurion's side. So, yep, those Vengeful Roots are going to start to do some work. But again, they are still trying to fight back here. The problem is they are just not really lucky with those setups. And since Iso still has the cooldown on the Void Prison and Apocalypse is ready as well, there is the chance of another wombo combo against Lava Wave OP. And they have to kind of find a bit of a tool against that. And I talked about some of the options earlier. But right now, here comes the attack. Jaina in particular is in trouble. Has to rush away. He taps the fountain too, but it looks like the wall here is going to fall too. Arthas is coming in. 15 stacks for him now. That's an additional 60 damage on the trade attacks. And he's actually speccing more aggressively into that. The Frost Strike on level 13 with the cooldown reduction that we're seeing here. And the added slow. In the meantime, we're having also Pyromaniac for the cooldown reduction for Kel'Thas. And just looking at the damage output for another second, Kel'Thas and Zeratul are doing pretty well here. 13,000 and 16,000 damage. Jaina sitting at 16k herself, but not being able to get too many kills in, and also having trouble with the survivability here. As long as Ice Block isn't available through the baseline quest reward, it's going to be tricky for her to dodge out against Zeratul whenever he starts to go in for her in those big team fights, if nobody zones. And with that advantage in talents, we're now having MMORPG pushing the bot lane and aggressively trying to focus down the fort here. They already took the one in the mid lane, and now there's another structure about to fall, and Dragon Slash on his Diablo is able to take him apart. With this now said, we're having, again, little fighters, level 13 talents already on both sides. Also, for Sylvanas, Remorseless taken now as well. And it's time for those camps again. It's obviously added experience for the teams. In the case of good old Malfurion, we have Revitalize. And yeah, with that, we actually have the cooldown reduction possibly for him that will help him to get a few more of the spells out during those team. The fuck? That was a fat finger right there. Like, what the hell? Tarox apparently fat fingered his R. That's the only reason why that I can see why you would use a bunker there. That was a bit of a weird moment. And now Toko is attacked. So Malfurion with his own ult. They're trying to keep him alive. There's the VP. And the APOC. And that's the kill. Malf goes down. That would be a good moment for a bunker, if you ask me. Life on Sylvanas is getting walked down by Arthas. Arthas takes her apart. And that was 2 additional kills. With them already looking for a third. They want the triple. But definitely not a pretty situation for Lava Wave OP. That didn't really work out as intended. Dibbles goes into the middle and says, like, guys, I'm gonna get the value here. Double turret, double tower to go down. Arthas, in the meantime, is pushing out the mid lane as much as he can. But with now half a level away from level 16, the situation is getting better and better for MMORPG. Moving through the bot lane already. And the damage that they currently put onto those gates and the towers is pretty fantastic, because the next Punisher will move through the bot lane, and that means that we're going to have most likely an easy keep taken down by MMORPG if they are able to secure another Punisher for themselves. And the big advantage is obviously the level 16 talent that they're getting now. It gives, amongst other things, Arthas an additional stack on Frostmourne Hungers, so that's going to be pretty cool for him. Will have the opportunity to stack his level 1 even more. He's already sitting in nearly 80 extra damage at this point. But that should more or less be a freebie for MMORPG. I don't really think that Lava Wave OP is fighting for this, but they should at least... Oh, they might be able to get Arthas here. They should be able to get Arthas. He's already popping the army, but he's completely body blocked there. Or is he? They're starting to make the play for him. Cocoon, Jet Propulsion. Yeah, he gets completely 5-man. But the problem is that we have a couple of heroes coming in to help out. And that should mean Ancestral. Nope, the dog is in visual range and says, nope, screw you. You were mean to me earlier, so you're not gonna get an Ancestral from me. And they still get the Punisher. This is a perfect moment, by the way, where you don't want to take your Punisher immediately. So the correct play in this situation would have been more so been go to 39 stacks on the objective and then just wait. Back off, push the lanes out a little bit, and give Arthas a bit more time to respawn. And if your opponent makes a move into the shrine and tries to force it, you can always claim the last minion with a bit of range damage through Kel'Thas and then get the Punisher there. So that would have been a better play. Now they are actually fighting with 4 versus 5, which makes this attack a little bit more tricky. And this might be all that Lava Wave OP needs to actually save the keep here. For now, they're doing fairly well with the defense. They have to still burn down that Punisher, but they're doing everything they can to pull exactly that off. Now Arthas is back to business, but had to move to the top lane. And there's the kill against Sylvanas. That changes things in the 4 versus 5 even. That boy prison wasn't perfect either. And now we have the attack on... Oh, everybody on the blue team is low, but they all survive. Like, how the hell? How the hell did they survive that? Sylvanas, Malfurion, and Nubaraks are all down. Blaze follows and hits a 5-man wipe as they go in and just take them apart. Unbelievable to me that the rest of the blue team was able to survive through that onslaught. 18 against 15 now on the board, and they go for the core. They try to take the lead here in the Legendary Cup in the best of 3, and I don't think anybody is going to be able to stop them here. And that's game. GG as MMORPG takes the first win in this best of 3 series at Heroes launch. Game number 2, ladies. MMORPG, pretty much rocking map 1, but as I promised, we're gonna have some interesting picks here. And as we are on Tomb of the Spider Queen, we actually have Nazeebo in action. It's actually a single frontline triple damage setup with a double mage. Skynox on Nazeebo, Phyllisis on Rhaegar, Shymaz on Jaina, Dragon Slash again on Diablo, and we have ESO on Sylvanas. And over to the right side, Lava Wave OP again without Ragnaros. No trust, no faith in the hero, and I understand, I share that mistrust. But still, not even they have faith in that. Toko on Malfurion, Terox on Arthas, we have Benny on Anubarak, we have Kel'Thas, and Life on Greymane. And it's time to shine. Let's see. Toad build actually taken from Nazeebo. And on the other hand, we're currently having Arthas with Rhyme, his block talent on level 1. And yeah, let's find out what's actually going to go on here. Who is going to take game number 2? Can they make it a 2-0 victory? There's pressure already against Sylvanas here at the bottom. Traditionally, you don't see a whole lot of single tank triple backline. Like, this was for years the most common team composition that you could find in Hero League and in Quick Match, because for some reason players in those modes were absolutely resilient to understand what meta is, and every single time you would pick a second tank on the off lane, they would be like, but we have no damage, we can't win the game, I'm reporting you, Mom! So yeah, that was pretty much original voiceover right there from what happened in pretty much every single game when you try to pick a proper offlaner for the team. So in this case we have 2 kills against 1, and again Lava Wave OP coming out swinging in the early game. It's pretty much what we saw in game number 1, but we all know how that turned out in the end. There's a lockdown against Sylvanas, and that's another dead hero. A rotation successful, and we have now an easy 3 kills against 1. So far so good. And they're playing Kel'Thas here as well, but talking Kel'Thas, he has to hide his salami because just now he was taken down. Stole his lunch money, stole his salami, and therefore the bad boy is dead. Obviously, if you have a hero like Nazeebo in the game, you would love for the game to get a little bit, to just last longer so that you can get the viral infection into play. That's something that is not going to be an immediate concern for Lava Wave OP, but it can be something that is going to become problematic later on. And I said it in the past, sometimes we've even seen in the early days of HGCs some of the lower ranked teams playing strategies like comboing off Ragnaros with Nazeebo, because Ragnaros through Molten Core is a fantastic hero to stop objectives from doing damage, and you can usually use that to prolong a game, and that helps you then to get Nazeebo in a position where he actually gets the viral infection. Dragon Slash and ESO down here are slightly in trouble, and here comes that damage again through the bottom of the map with a camp pushing through with 3 heroes, additional beetles spawn. I'm not quite sure where you're going, Jaina, but you seem to be a little bit lost. I can recommend Google Maps. That's a great map if you want to find your way, because right now the only thing that you did is you baited Rhaegar into his death. So the infamous Jaina flank right there. And as you would expect, that backfired quickly. Talking about backfiring is like, holy shit, they're getting murdered down here. It's like, damn son, what is this? all of a sudden we have 6 kills against 2 and they're just not stopping. Is a Lucio in there somewhere? Can't stop, won't stop. That's pretty much the motto that we are pursuing at the bottom of this map. All of a sudden a 1 level lead, they have a massive advantage in gems and they have just taken the first fort. So this is a pretty brutal start here. Apparently Lava Wave OP is mad. MMORPG, which by the way translates in Murky Mondial something, so it's something with Murky, even though I've never seen them play Murky. It's a little bit like Lava Wave OP, not picking Ragnaros. It's false advertisement if you ask me. Donald would say fake news, and I gotta agree in this case. But yeah, so without those key heroes in play, we still have the red team with a lot of aggression there, trying to get some damage in. And talking about damage, as the setup, a little bit of body blocking is happening too, but Skynox gets out. Camp taken in the meantime, they're straight in the middle. And on the other hand, as we're talking about the mid lane, that camp is not going to clash with the Web Weavers and the major force of the red team, who still have a slight advantage in talents too. Not for much longer, but it still helps them to burn the camp down because there's no real resistance from MMORPG. Already the early healing totem taken over here. Level 7, Tenacious Roots. Alright, no Nature's Cure for them, but instead we're gonna see Tenacious Roots here. Expect that. Oh, Skynox didn't expect that engage. Iso is also low, and they are just on the run the entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the downside of not having a second frontliner and relying on 3 backliners. If you get just hunted down by your opponent, you have nothing to stop you. And all of a sudden they're on the run again. And they're not looking pretty here. They might escape, but they're yielding all the ground now. And we have the mid lane getting absolutely racked at the top of the map. A similar picture presents itself. That's fort number 2 eliminated. 6 kills against 2 still. Sylvanas is trying to defend topside, but that fort doesn't look great either. And now they can just jump in for that. And before they even get there, they run into Diablo. Fancy meeting you here. And Dibbles goes down. Lord of Terror, my ass. He's a tame kitten, if anything. And now Sylvanas is trying to escape as well. 22 gems. Oh. We all know that gems are girl best friend, but Sylvanas loses all of them. Shimas, on the other hand, picks them up, so he's the beneficiary of that. Now down to the middle of the map. We're having 9.5 on the board in terms of experience against 8.5, so an entire level lead. Gem count is also still looking pretty solid for Lava Wave OP. Even though I gotta admit that MMORPG picked up most of the gems that Sylvanas lost, so they have an opportunity to turn in as well. But once that level 10 is there, they should really not go for the turning point, because that is something where you can just not really fight for it. Talking about fighting, someone's on the run. 26 gems, and yeah, Skynox is a little bit lost here. And that is Zebo down. Jaina. Yeah, she won. You see? Told you. Gems are a girl's best friend right there. Shimas is looking at this, is like, my precious! Wants to go in and take them, and then just a second before dying thinks about it again. But the fight is still going on there. And this time there's a cleanse, there's a stun. Rhaegar needs an ancestral, but he doesn't have level 10, and that's the end of Diablo once more. 10 kills against 2! And Sylvanas in the top lane is just looking at it like, fuck that, I'm gonna go and push the lane now. Guys, you do your thing, I'm gonna take the core in an hour. See you later. So, yeah, since Iso doesn't really know if anybody is rotating towards him, he's already backing off. Should probably not do that right in vision of the wall, but still got away, so that's okay. With this, we're having at the bot lane still the at least the giants taken care of. But he has the turn-in attempt now. They don't quite have the amount of gems yet that they need, but they will have soon. And there's level 10 now on both sides. Which gives us, again, Ring of Frost. I want to see Gary here, by the way. No Ravenous Spirit. So give me Gary. And there it is. Gargantuan gets picked. And obviously, now we have another turn-in opportunity for Lava Wave OP. And I want to just highlight this really quickly. MMORPG hasn't turned in a single gem. I'm not quite sure if they save for hard times and if they want to make sure that if the economy takes a dive or something, that they are still set and they have a little bit of golden gems left to really make it when the zombies come. But either way, no matter how this is going to pan out right now, at some point they will have to turn some of that in. Again, you want to have those Web Weavers. So either way, there's again the push towards the top, and there's the APOC, there's the Ring of Frost, and the kill against Khaldor. Just wow, and the Ancestral this time working out for them. Web Weavers on every single lane now, but in a 4 versus 5 it becomes a bit tricky. If they can get the kill against the Zebo on the other hand, that's a different story, and indeed they can. The Witch Doctor is down, no more frogs from him and no more spiders. Web Weavers in the middle, Web Weaver at the bottom, all of them pushing against the keep. The fight at the top side still raging on. They're trying to take this one down, but the pressure is definitely there. And top side, they're moving in again. They're trying to go for Dragon Slash. He moves away. The wall gets attacked. Jaina is in the middle, is trying to take at least this one down, but the wall has already disappeared. And guess what? At the bottom of the map, you're looking at the exact same picture. Nazebo is headed that way, trying to deal with it. But so far, these plays have not turned out. Oh, Iso gets away. Benny is in trouble. I get saved here. No problem for now. Terox also saving him from the side here, coming in and slowing everybody down with a Frozen Tempest. 13 against 12, 11 kills against 3. And when it comes to damage, we're now looking at 17,000 by Sylvanas. Obviously know what's happening because that wall is still here and just saw them moving into that direction. So it's going to be pretty important actually to take those walls down later on because you want to deny vision. But for now, they're banking their hopes on the fact that they have the extra talent. Nazebo isn't there yet. There's a little bit of a stun happening. Should go for the boss right now. Cocoon is on the ground. Boss is taken. That's an opportunity to go for the keep. Double connect with the Ring of Frost. And there's the APOC. And it connects as well. The kill against the Nuborak. But Jaina's down to no. Khaldor with all the fire in the world. Arthas comes in and secures the kills. It's a triple. Jaina, Rhaegar, and Diablo all dead. And now the push through the top side. Live jumps in again. Is a bit low though and might want to rethink his choice here. And yep, mistakes were made, baby. Oh, that's an interesting ragdoll. Not quite sure what happened with that, but yeah. Either way, it's 5 kills against 14 now. 1 level away from hitting level 16 talents. And they might not even get the top keep, to be absolutely fair. It's a lot of damage against that, but 10 minutes in, that boss isn't really doing too much. That Mega Scarab there, not quite the impact that they were hoping for. Can the blue team get back, though? That's the main question right now. Can they actually find their way back into this? They're definitely trying. And let's not forget that Jaina is going to have her ice blockers soon. That will be a big one. And with 150 stacks for... we're having a chance that Skynox is going to get the viral infection in time to turn things around here. That's oftentimes what you're trying to do when you're playing with Nazebo. Turn in, that's a different matter. They lost a lot of the gems. They have only 26 gems. 11 minutes in and all they have is 26 gems. They are actually farther away from getting a turn in than Lava Wave OP, about to get their 3rd here. So yeah, the connection down at the bottom with the Siege Giants again as they're trying to go for another one. We have at least that. Level 16 talents are now ready too, which obviously are going to make things even worse. There's Ignite, and we're together with the Pyromaniac for Khaldor, and the turn-ins are coming in again. They're actually guiding really, really close to having enough gems together to get another turn-in completed. And with the level 16 talents and the 1.5 level lead, you can definitely start to pressure this a bit more aggressively through the middle or the top. In the mid lane, they have also the camp, which the Spell Aura is going to benefit them greatly against the double damage that we have through spell damage. And we also have the wall already eliminated, so this is a really nice opportunity for Lava Wave OP to get that keep. And they're starting to make the move just as the Siege Giants push through the bottom. So a double-pronged attack, but they seem not really willing to take this fight. And I honestly don't really know why. I mean, at that point, you kind of want to take the fight. Maybe taking down those walls would also help them. Don't give your opponent vision if you do not have to. And Live is agreeing with that assessment and saying like, alright, let's take it down. So at least for now, they keep their players a little bit closer to home and don't share anything here. We have 17 gems now about to be turned in. So they're not quite on 60 yet, but they have the opportunity to complete that with just getting 2 more, as long as Benny turns in his own gems as well. and that means one more wave and you are set. The problem that they have with this play, obviously they're trying to fight through the next objective or with the next objective instead of forcing a fight before. Only problem with this is it gives MMORPG an opportunity to get level 16, so they will be able to defend on even talents. So I think they could have poked a bit more aggressively around the keep and just seen if they can maybe force a fight there. But now 2 more gems are needed to get the turn in. 16 is extremely close. There's the cocoon. And they try to get the kill before they even go. They force the fight before 16 is there. And, well, there's the root. Can they get Diablo? Are they going for Diablo? Go for the throat is ready. The ring connects. There's the APOC. And that's the kill against Khaldor. Khaldor's down. They need the counter kill. Can they get it though? 16 versus 16. And all of a sudden they get wrecked. Yep. That's 2 down. That's 3 down. Benny wants the turn in and he gets the turn in. I'm not so certain if I agree with that. I mean, what does the turn in really do for you? It prevents your opponent from turning in, which would have been a completed turn in, granted, but that should still be an easy defense now for Lava Wave OP because 3 heroes are still down. So if anything, I would have tried to force that fight that they just had there a little bit earlier and try and win it. But now that the Web Weavers are on the board, how much can they actually do with that? It should be an easy defense for MMORPG, so they buy themselves a little bit of time to bring the rest of the team back. But that comes at a high cost. 200 stacks, by the way, for Nazeebo. Like, he's doing really well. That Toad build that he focuses on right now is doing some solid work. So, yep. In the middle of the map, still the defense with 2 up to the top. That means it's a 3 versus 3, though. And that might actually turn against them again. Dragon Slash is low, and Dibbles very likely to fall here. Gets the shield again and might be able to move away. Depends on Benny if he gets the stun back. That's good damage, and that might be a kill against Sylvanas. She has the wave, jumps away with 200. There's the connect with the gravity lapse though, and the root is on the ground. That's another 20 gems lost already. They're never going to turn in a single fucking gem, are they, in this game? Unbelievable. Now the keep is about to fall. Greymane is on it immediately. 15 kills against 8. APOC doesn't connect with anything. The Ring of Frost only hits Arthur's. We're seeing at least Khaldor's attack, but Jaina falls. That's now 2 pretty much down, as we have another focus onto Nazeebo. He's toast, and so is Dibbles. And all of a sudden, we're seeing Greymane fall, but that counter kill came at a cost, obviously. Yep, Sylvanas kept alive by Rhaegar, but things are still not looking good. 19.5, 18 kills against 9. Extremely kill-heavy game now, and they are just killing all of this here. So with this, another push for the boss. They have a 5 versus 2 on the map, so why wouldn't you? With that boss, you can go straight for the core, which is pretty much what they intend to do here. We're now seeing 43,000 damage on Greymane, 48,000 on Sylvanas, which doesn't really help you too much if you can't get the kill secured. Diablo, as he is the only frontliner, takes obviously the brunt of every single attack that comes from Lava Wave OP, which means that right now he is sitting at 7 deaths. So yeah, that composition hasn't worked out up to this point. So if they want to turn it around, they really have to survive the boss and then try and win it through the Vile Infection. And that could be a comeback. I mean, seriously, that might be an opportunity that they can use. 43 gems, by the way, for the blue team, which means that they still don't have enough gems to get a turn in. They have still not turned in a single gem. The opponent's team has by now turned in 175 gems in total. So, yeah, doing pretty well with that. Actually, let me correct that, 165. But here comes the push, and this is obviously the one that is designed to end the game here. They're going in with the anti-magic shell, the level 20 talents, the flamethrower now. Now the toads come through, but that boss is hurting. That boss is doing tons of damage now, 70 minutes into the game. Ring of Frost connects, there comes the APOC, and the Nubarak goes down. But so does the shield and the HP on the core itself, and the fight is still ongoing. Rhaegar eliminated, and the core is falling as they're moving in to end game number 2 and force the 3rd game of the series. With that 50 points on the core, it looks like we're going to have a deciding map in this best of 3 here at the Legendary Cup between Lava Wave OP and MMORPG. Do we? 2 still alive, only Nazebo. He gets the Vital Infection, but he just can't get enough damage out to change this before the call falls. GG and well played. Lava Wave OP with a victory against MMORPG on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 3, everybody. The conclusion. MMORPG pretty much got spanked in game number 2. Lava Wave OP. And again, no Ragnaros here. I mean, I have to admit, it's official right now. Ragnaros and especially Lava Wave are just garbage. Not even a team that calls themselves Lava Wave OP sees any value in picking the hero. Someone called Trixler because it's official. Now, MMORPG starts with Ease on Hanzo, we have Dragon Slash on Johanna, Skynox on Leoric, Phylesis on Malfurion, and Shymass on Reyna. And over to the right side, Lava Wave OP with Toko and Rega. We have Jaina in play, live again on Greymane, Benny on Diablo, and Terox on Imperius as we are heading into this deciding game in the group stage of the Legendary Cup. Again, MMORPG from Division 2 against Lava Wave OP from Division 3 from heroeslaunch.gg. And as it happens, we're having now on this map no global. We actually see still the rotation possible from Leo himself. And obviously that rotation is going to be met by Imperius, very likely with a Holy Fair 1 level 7 for the extra AoE, which he definitely is going to need. But yeah, the move down to the bottom of the map where we're having Benny starting to move in. We're already having a little bit of a setup here with Laws of Hope taken over Hold Your Ground on Johanna. Especially after the recent patch, Hold Your Ground has pretty much taken over as the standard talent, but we still see Laws of Hope and the self-sustainability from Jaina when needed there. Also, we have... one surprising thing is really that we haven't really seen a lot of Tyrande, for example, in these games. So there's definitely a couple of picks that we normally get to see that have been missing here. But obviously, when we're looking at the divisions, and especially at the amateur scene, there are a few heroes that will definitely fall off slightly compared to the highest level of play, just simply because the mechanics might not be on the same level. So in mechanics, Izo gets wrecked. As Rega and Dibbles go in, was trying to jump out here with a trade, but not quite happening for him. So with that, Hanzo is the first one to die. And yeah, Boy gets taken out. The bow broken in 2, and the wood being used for kindling here. Looks like Diablo might have overstepped himself a little bit. And yeah, the root on the ground, Malfurion laying down the lawn. Get on my lawn! Arr! And damn, that's the kill against Dibbles. Obviously, he doesn't have enough souls yet for a quick revive. It's also not what you want in the early game, since the death timers are still incredibly low. But it's a good kill, and they have level 4 now. Greymane has moved towards the top, trying to get more pumpkin value for the team here. And at the same time now, obviously an opportunity for them to also get more damage through with the frost charts and the pierce, trying to control this a little bit more. It helps also with the interrupts, which is kind of nice. And yep, at the same time, we're having the first objective announced. And that's a triple altar. First objective is a triple altar phase that we are seeing right there. So normally it's an exchange at the top left, top right, and then a fight over the third altar at the bottom of the map. None of the teams has a global in play. There's no Dehaka, no Falstad, nothing of the kind. So it's usually a little bit of an easier and more even setup. But yep, at the bottom of the map, already everybody getting in place. We're having 4 against 4 as Hanzo and Greymane are both rotating down. Top left, top right, as expected. Currently get channeled by the 2 respective teams here. And at the bottom of the map, things are starting to heat up as the teams both go for an attempted kill. Also, there's the PS value, as I said before. Perfect example of frost charts getting value on the map. Reyna on the run, and you can't run away from the wolf pack. Nope, both of them are in. But at least one of the wolves is a little bit low, 50 HP for just a moment, but able to still move away. And with Jimmy already down, it looks like Imperius is going to aim for the channel. Gets interrupted through Hanzo though. And Jimmy is going to be back soon. But it's a 5 versus 4 now at the bottom of the map. And Leo is already taking his mace to the mid lane. I'm trying to just get some extra experience. You know they can't hold this forever, so this is going to be a channel right there. 32 against 36 for now. A bit of extra damage pushed out there by Hanzo, who's trying to redeem himself for that early death that he suffered at the hands of his opponent's team earlier. Now Leo still rotating around. But then again, we have now Battle Hunger. We have also Burn the Impure. And level 7 talents are about to drop for both of the teams. And I still expect the Holy Feather to be taken for Imperious for the AoE here. And we'll see if that works out. But if you want to meet the rotation of Leo, you definitely need some added wave clear on his part. Greymane needs a bit of a miracle to escape that gank. And as it turns out, no miracle for Big Bad Wolves. So, yep, he goes down, and that's another kill secured for MMORPG. There's also the Holy Feather, as expected. And on top of that, we're now having, besides other things, for Reyna the Unstable Compound. Standard build for him, getting a little bit slow in play, which obviously is going to trigger his ace in the hole. He already has the slows of Leo, Johanna, and Malfurion to fall back onto, but still. For this now, we're now seeing again a big aggressive push to the bot lane. And honestly, this is for MMORPG actually pretty sweet, because they can now try and get that bell tower. They already opened up the wall earlier, and they're just continuing that trend. But especially, especially Jimmy has to be careful. Jaina missing that little setup here. Top side, Skynox pushing another wave out. And we have an altar for an altar exchange, very likely. Greymane rides into battle on his golden cock here, as he's going to try and make a difference. Maybe even get the kill against Reyna, and indeed he does. Jumps in and makes it a play for Malfurion as well. 2 down, and an attempt to go for the kill against Hanzo, and he falls. Hanzo goes down, and Skynox is realizing with an oh shit that he is about to fall too if he doesn't abandon that channel, so he does for the time. And yep, that's that. Down goes the first altar, and look at that, Jaina on the other side is trying to do the exact same thing. That's 8 shots fired, and down they go. 28-24 points on the core, and a big lead for Lava Wave OP in this third game of the series here at the Legendary Cup. In the group stage, again, we're looking at the top 2 teams from the group stage, Division 2 and Division 3, and they have been the ones to dominate this, and will find themselves in a decent spot in the final bracket, actually. I actually imagine that we're going to take a couple of those games then as well. So yeah, focusing these days with the break that we have in Division S, a little bit more onto the amateur scene, to show you at least some of the teams that are playing here in Heroes Launch. And keep in mind, the signups are actually still open to my knowledge, so if you guys are interested, check out the website, heroeslaunch.gg, and have a look at that. Anybody can play, don't need a 5-man, you can play as an individual player too. In this case, we have level 10 versus level 10 for the 2 teams here. Definitely trying to get that blank Ring of Frost into play again. No setup, no nothing. Jaina trying to get the damage out. Doesn't quite work for her, and in this case they're just moving out. But at least you triggered also the cooldown on Malfurion, who felt he needed to go for Tranquility to keep everybody in play. Diablo then again is making his play for Jimmy again. Blessed Shield gets dodged by the Iron Skin, nicely done, but he so nearly falls, jumps out in the last moment. Could have been a kill against him. And yep, Benny currently sitting there with a bit more wave clear, but Leo has escorted this entire wave into the tower range, and that's actually great for them, because it means that's experience lost for the red team. That's exactly what you don't want to let happen if you're trying to maintain your experience advantage, and right now they're starting to lose some ground on that. Single altar on the map, there comes the attack again. A lot of the heroics have been used on both sides. There's the Entomb though, as they're trying to make the play. No 13 talents are ready yet, but in comes the red team as they go with Greymane for the kill against Malfurion. Takes him down, tries to go for a double against Jimmy, but it's also Johanna who is a bit in trouble. And Jojo goes down. Life is absolutely murdering here. Did a great job in game number 2, and now in game number 3, he is continuing that trend. Greymane is absolutely killing it. Goes in, rips out their throat. Rhaegar is just stunned and watches in awe and acknowledges once again that Greymane is the real pack leader. and Rhaegar just a better. That Ring of Frost. I mean, honestly, Jaina just throws that shit out. She's just like, hey boys, my R is ready. And then he just fat fingers it every single time. So I gotta admit that was pretty cool from Jimmy to just dodge out on all of that. But Jaina, no fucks given. Jaina just goes in and says like, yeah, I got this. And then hits the R button. In this case, well, we are seeing Skynox even within a tomb. Better safe than sorry move from him, but it's not really the biggest cooldown, so that's not a problem. It's not like it's a Ring of Frost or anything. Well, talking about it, down at the bot lane, Dibbles thinks that it's a fantastic idea to go 1v4 and, well, might not quite be successful with it. There comes a cleanse, but not even that saves him. He went in deep for that kill. Shymas nearly falls on Jimmy, but it turns out that it's only their kill. And with that, they are actually starting to gain momentum at the bot lane. They also still have the lead in experience. Their problem is the objective. They only have 20 points on the core. It's a cool third game, seriously. I mean, from a kill perspective, Lava Wave OP is far in the lead. But when it comes to experience and just macro plays, MMORPG is not playing bad. It's just that they have trouble winning the decisive, or the important team fights. And they're struggling a bit to really claim some of these objectives. They're trying to make a play again, and there comes the Ring of Frost. This time it actually hits someone. Only Leo on the other hand, but there's the APOC, and that at least connects with Dragon Slash, and Jojo goes down. Greymane goes in, but Rhaegar a bit late on that Ancestral, so Greymane falls, and that's a kill for a kill. They're trying to at least get the double as they're focusing on Leoric. Skynox gets out. The problem is that Rhaegar is very low, and that's an opportunity that you can't give Jimmy. He comes in with a penetrating round, penetrates Rhaegar. He's dead, and there is even more action against Jaina and Diablo as both of them are down, and Terox falls too, which makes this a full 5-man team wipe as they obliterate Lava Wave OP. And this should actually be not only a channel on the bottom altar, but it also should be an entire annihilation of the bell tower. So they're very likely going to time this, and you can't save that. Malfurion is already going to start the channel here now that they are pretty much guaranteed to take 5 points off the core. Doesn't really put them even or anything, but it puts them a little bit closer. This is only the second altar that they're able to channel. 31 against 20 now, but the control of the map is in their hands. So yeah, they look good on that. Another setup, and the kill against Rhaegar. And Reyna put into the death zone. Hanzo jumps out. Terox tries to move in, but gets pushed off the mount here. Oh, and Jaina gets away with under 50 HP. But they can't even put damage onto the bell tower, and as long as you hold the bot lane control, you are golden. The 16 talents with a paint them red, obviously great now for MMORPG too, because it allows them to hold on to that bell tower a bit longer, and it gives you bot lane control with additional camp clear purpose. 10 kills against 9. Very kill heavy game again. I mean, this entire series has been incredibly brawly, so they're going to try and set that up. Same time now, top side, Terox trying to at least hold the experience for them. And, well, down to the bottom of the map, they're still having the full defense on the belt. I mean, for good reason, right? It's Jimmy who's currently thinking about maybe trying to get that. And Jimmy on a mission, riding in with his little cyber wolf here. Leo's still holding on the rotation between mid and top. And it really works out. I mean, you look at the experience here and look at the difference in minion experience. 5,000. That's honestly impressive. Like, that's a really nice move here from them. Structural advantages there too. They have a slight lead also in the hero experience, but it's mainly Skynox being able to just rotate. And you compare him to the solo laner on the other team's side, and you see the huge discrepancy between the experience that Imperius was able to gather and the experience that Leo was able to gather, which is exactly highlighting that macro play that I was talking about earlier. Now it's again a channel for a channel right now, which means 5 shots fired against 3, putting the core down to 21. Was a triple even. Alright, so we have 17 against 21. Triple altar, 2 in the hands of MMORPG. And all of a sudden, we're talking about nearly an even game on hit points on the core. But then on experience, it's a very, very different story. At least level 16 is ready now. Lava Wave OP has level 16, so that's something. That is something where they can try and take that. And they're going to try and reclaim bot lane if they at any point can push in as 5. And they're actually starting to rotate right now. Diablo gets currently controlled here, is also in vision. Okay, they go for Jojo. Iron Skin is up. Jojo moving out. Arrow connects. Jojo runs into the rain or in the Ring of Frost. And Jaina is able to get a kill for the team here. Oh, nearly a kill against Imperius. But Jimmy might have been a little bit too eager to get the penetrating round in and pushes him out. All of a sudden, it's only 2 heroes defending. And Malfurion just looks at that 5-man onslaught and is like, screw that, I'm out of here. You boys are on your own. I'm not going to deal with that shit. And they're going to retake it. Bell Tower is going to be claimed. Leo is unimpressed. Skynox is still rotating. And obviously has now the added advantage of getting a bit more experience for his team. Which is, at the end of the day, what they want to try and do right now. Get level 20, of course. That you're trying to take. But with this, we're now having a bot lane. Benny trying to go for the camp. That is going to be pumpkins that they can take in now. Also, there's a double shrine or a double altar on the map any second, so you kind of got to set yourself up for at least one that you want to take. And I mean, despite all the efforts from MMORPG, yes, they had an experience, but that gap is closing, and they're still behind in points on the core, which is another issue. So bot lane easily going over to the red team. Over here, the interrupt came in, trying to go for life. The fight is still starting here. He's in trouble. Blessed Shield comes out, Root on the ground. And they're trying to get the kill regardless. And Greymane again makes it happen. 12 kills against 10. There's the channel from Leo at least. The fight goes on though. An altar for an altar. But 1 hero dead. Leo coming in. And 2. But there's nobody ready for the damage. Hanzo is also dead. So he can't even supply the arrow to maybe stun the targets out even more. But things are starting to become a bit more tricky for MMORPG now that they're down to 13 points on the core. Damage output on Hanzo is pretty solid. There's the push against Malfurion, and he dies for the 3rd time. Greymane on 33,000 damage, 34,000 for Jaina. Skynox gets attacked. He's the only one who hasn't died yet. Lost opportunities, no trade value activated. No Leorki in this game, and they're already trying to go for another attack against Reyna, but this time Jimmy is ready for it, has the penetrating round cooldown up, and immediately pushes Dibbles out. So yeah, it's 19 versus 19, guys. This is going to come down to the wire here. Leo is hoping to secure the earlier level 20 for his team and is pushing the lanes out again. But down here, Dragon Slash is getting pushed in and goes down. Dragon Slash gets slashed. I mean, at least he completes his quest, which is actually pretty fantastic. At this point, having the extra slows and the longer discade. Pretty awesome, to be honest. But was it worth it? That's the question. For the late game, they definitely have a bit of an advantage. But who's going to win this? Who is going to win the 3rd map? Who is going to take it here? That's a big question right now. And so far, I have really no idea. I mean, it's level 20 now for MMORPG, which gives them Buried Alive. Big game changer for them. Indestructible for Johanna. She could have used it a few seconds earlier. And there's an altar spawning in 8 seconds, and that should go over to the red team. Since Jojo is still down for another 15 seconds. That's an easy channel. Short interrupt here. Hanzo gets wrecked, and that's the problem right there. If you are not able to avoid these staggered deaths, then you are in a world of pain. Single digit now on the core points. 9 against 17. 15 kills against 10. Boss is up. And the Division 3 team is really starting to threaten the game here. Impervious from Imperius. And we're having the Lord of Terror from Diablo over the Hellgate. No Hellgate for him, trying to go for additional sustain here. Once again, Dibbles trying to go for the connect here. Benny has been doing well at that front line. And I think it should also be reflected in his damage output. I mean, he's sitting at 30,000, so it's not too bad. Good damage from Diablo, 3 deaths against him. In come the Pumpkins again as they're pushing through the bot lane. And with Hanzo still gone, they have an opportunity to try and put some damage onto the bell tower itself. 64,000 from Jimmy. Just saying. He's capitalizing on the slows now, obviously, too. But it's still fight for fight, and you have that buried alive. A good buried alive, a good arrow, and all of a sudden we're talking again. So now that Hanzo is back, they might have an opportunity here. Leo comes in. Benny is sitting at the side, trying to set something up for the team, trying to maybe get an attack going against Jimmy again. And now the double bell tower is up on the map, and that means that it could end the game right there. If you get the boss afterwards, before you channel the altars, you're getting maybe one of the bell towers there too, so the altars are up, and that should trigger a fight. And if you win it big time and you take both, boss is up. That's the setup already starting. Leo at the side. Okay, gets the slow through, and the lunge brings him out of range. Okay, channel on each side. That's what we're looking at right now. Even channel, and that would put them down to 5 points on the core. And it seems like nobody's really contesting this. Instead, we already have an attack at the top. But there it is. 5 points against 13. It's a solid lead, but again, 13 points on the core aren't really too... it's not that much either. Especially if you start to lose some momentum on the map and lose a couple of bell towers. But as it stands, they are still the ones who have won most of the fights here. And I personally think it really comes down to the synergy around the buried alive. If they get a great entomb through, then that could be all they need here. Yeah, and talking entomb, this is an opportunity right there. They don't even need that shit. Greymane goes down. Greymane was the biggest threat this entire game, and now we have Imperius dead too. It's a double kill, and all of a sudden we are talking momentum. Bam! Arrow in. Where is Leo when you need him? Leo on the move. Leo on the move. Leo wants the entomb. He wants the buried alive, and they are not following up with it. I honestly think they could have gotten another kill here. The minions were already pushing into the range of the keep. That was a chance. Doesn't drop the entomb just yet, but now that the rest of the team is moving in, this is an opportunity to get another kill. Get a staggered death right now. Go for the bell tower. That has to be on the agenda for MMORPG. They need to try and wait for the minion wave. Push in, drop the buried alive. Any hero will do right now. You get a hero, you get a kill. That's pretty much what they have here. If everybody follows up, that's the play. But they go for the bell tower, and they have it now. Another opportunity for them. Altar spawning. 20 seconds, 25. Only one in this game right now. 5 points against 13. And here we go. Can they force another fight? And they don't. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity. With a good Wraith Walk, he could have gotten the entomb through. Leo's going to go for the channel. Hanzo is dead. They're losing ground again, and the Ancestral is dropping it. There's the entomb, but they need to try and get the kill right now against Rhaegar, and they do. Jaina is down. It wasn't Rhaegar. It's still a good kill for them. The Paint Them Red bringing Reina back to business here, but the attack is still ongoing, and Leo, he is already on the channel. Nice save here on Reina as he moves away, and the channel completed. 5 shots fired. Johanna might be in a bit of trouble, as still has the indestructible. They're moving away here, trying to get out. Jojo on the run, gets the heals, and is able to move away. In the meantime, though, Shymas is walking out, and they are alive to fight another day. Top lane, under pressure. 5 points against 5 points. We're dead even right now. Absolutely dead even, but Leo falls. First death on him. Not really a big deal for him, but it's a problem if Reina dies too. And Jimmy doesn't look too good here. Jimmy! Greymane goes in, and he doesn't get the kill. Whew. Yeah, that's a moment. They need to take a deep breath right now and really move away from this for just a second. As long as they hold on to all the bell towers, they are still in a position where they can end the game with one single altar channel. And they can defend here. They definitely can. In comes Devils, a little bit deep here. Arrow comes through, and it's a triple, baby. Triple arrow connect, but they can't get a kill. Are you kidding me? And Jimmy has fallen. Again, the ring of fail from Jaina as she just YOLOs the R out. Life is going for that bell tower. They're trying to reclaim it. The wave in the middle does damage as well, but the fight is raging on at the bottom of the map. And another 18 kills against 13 in this game. Ooh, all right. Now we have it. 13 against 18. The kill count. 22. The levels right now. Reclaim of the bell tower. Meaning neither one of the teams can end it right away. They could go for an even exchange. Guys, we might end up in a situation where both of the teams have a single point on the core. They're trying to go for Diablo. They're trying to go for Dibbles. And the Ancestral comes out. Buried alive against Jaina. Skynox low. And gets saved by Malfurion. For now. Gets the drain through and the heals. And they're still playing. They're still fighting. But it's a 5 versus 4. And they're trying to get the kill in again against Greymane, against Diablo. He goes for the Lord of Terror. No channel just now. Both of the altars are in place. Skynox gets out again. And the APOC doesn't hit anybody. Arrow from Hanzo has already connected. Greymane is on the channel. The same is also true for Reyna. There's the stun. They want the kills. They should get the kills. They need the kills. They will get the kills. Rega, no, the shield. And he finally falls. Rega is down. Jimmy come. The double kill with the penetrating round. Leo is down, sacrificing himself for a good cause, but nope, Diablo gets the kill here. But the channel is happening and Imperius is dead, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is game MMORPG. They make it happen. They force the issue and they take their 2-1 victory against Lava Wave OP here at the Legendary Cup. What a series.